Mercedes-Benz GLS, the biggest of all the German SUVs available in the market. You might be confused, right? G is not the biggest one. G by size is not the biggest. It is tallest and most capable. But by size, this GLS is the biggest of all. There is X7 quite close to it, but GLS still dominate. But we've been seeing this version of GLS for a while in the market and not seen any major updates coming up in this third generation GLS. But there is news. There are information which I got to know from some of the experts and close circle, which I'm going to share here, and let's see what is the future of GLS. All my flyers, welcome to Flywheel. GLS started life as X164, which was then known as GL. It was initially planned to replace the mighty G-Wagon. Might be surprised, right? Yes. Mercedes had a plan to replace the G-Wagon with a more modern monocoque, more luxurious SUV. But the demand for G-Class and lovers of G-Class were dead against that, and the survey said you better build a new SUV rather than replacing the mighty Galanda wagon. And that decision was the right one. So right now G is a separate sub-brand and it is in the Paramount. But still GLS is considered as a flagship SUV. But G, as it is, it's a rugged off-roader but in a tuxedo. Whereas the GL is considered as the flagship then, and it has been continued and renamed as GLS, which we are experiencing right now. And this generation is the third generation, which is called X167, and is the facelift what we are driving. But you might be thinking, what is the major facelift happened to this? Yeah, it was a minor facelift because Mercedes is keeping this 167 generation for quite longer than normal life cycle. What in between we'll be seeing is one more facelift. It will be a little more serious than what we have seen with the previous facelift on the GLS. That I realized will be having new front end with more revised grille, headlight, bumpers and features. The rear may not get a major change, but there will be some trim differences, but the major change will be inside the tail light with the new graphics which you have seen on the new E-Class, the 3-point star graphic, which for me look really amazing, and I think most of them love it. And exterior wise, they may bring a new design on the wheels, and I guess they may introduce some new element to the grille, which I think I'm not ready to say over here. From the information I got, it's little classified. But interior will be majorly changed because this interior is kind of getting older, and Mercedes with their new interface and text, I think this interior may not be able to cope up, and they are having a new design identity for the interior in their sedans, which again they may be trying to bring on their SUVs. And that means you will have a bigger screen. You may see something similar to the super screen which you have seen in the E-Class, not the hyper screen for sure. And you may have a new air vent design which you have seen on the E-Class, so that they can compete with the rivals strongly. Definitely there will be dumb development on the suspension and drivetrain part, which I don't have a clear picture on, but I still believe that they will improve the ride quality and refinement level, because there have been a lot of competitions coming up, especially on their core market in China, where we can see some of the SUVs are literally floating and even some of them are gliding over the potholes. So we can expect Mercedes to also to do such things, primarily maybe in their flagship sedan S-Class, and will be followed by the GLS as well. And talking about GLS as such, I think it is one of the most refined and comfortable SUVs around. Right now, the GLS has come with various trim levels, including the normal, sport, AMG trim, as well as the top of the range Mercedes Maybach trim, which is considered as the flagship of them all. And there are various engine options also, start from 3-liter inline 6-cylinder petrol diesel options to the V8s and the mighty AMG V8s, as well as the V8 refined to next level on Maybach GLS 600. All this come with one same gearbox, which is a 9-speed gearbox, and it is tuned better for the AMG on the performance side and more refined on the Maybach trim with the Maybach mode, which is already present in the market. And this powertrain will be carried on to the next generation. Of course, they will be enhancing the power and refinement of those powertrains. And in next generation, as I mentioned, there will be an option for the electric. In general, what I realized is Mercedes is on the new philosophy of maintaining both ICE and the EVs on the same design form, which means they are slowly ditching the separate EQ sub-brand, and the acceptance level for the EQS, both as sedan, SUV and EQs, are not great. And even the electric avatar of the mighty G-Wagon, G580, was also not well accepted in their core market. Surprisingly, some of the market, it is doing great. Like the market in India, it has been well accepted. And it's really a capable machine. It can do off-roading even better than the regular ICE model. But unfortunately, some of the elements like the G63 ROAD and not so great range is letting it down on some of the market. But I think they're planning to bring a bigger battery pack, maybe for a better range. But still, those kind of customers are really ready to spend all the pennies to get the best out of their drive. So maybe the G63 will be ruling out over the G580. Having said that, some of the new cars like the CLA in electric avatar is well accepted, and I think this philosophy of maintaining both ICE and electric will be the right step for Mercedes in the coming future. Finally, as I mentioned in the beginning, this full-size SUV GLS is still one of the best in the segment. It is refined, it is very comfortable, it's very advanced, it's got all the safety features, and it is great to drive as well. If Mercedes is updating this flagship SUV with the latest features, I think it still will be one of the best in the segment, and I'm sure they know how to play the games and move the cards well. I think we are not very far to see the newest avatar of GLE and GLS, and I'm pretty sure it will be more attractive, more updated, and ready for that market. So right now, you let me know what's your opinion about this segment as such, and which one is your favorite in this segment, and will you be waiting for the facelift to come if you're getting into this market. Until we meet next with another exciting machine, stay tuned and enjoy wheeling.